Welcome to the Jill on Money podcast. It is Saturday, July 31st, the last day of July. And we are here still answering your questions, still trying to help you get where you want to go. We only can do that if you send us those questions to our email address, askjill@jillonmoney.com. askjill@jillonmoney.com. And if you're on the website, you just hit the contact button. And even better, if you have that question, it's so much more, beneficial to both of us if you come on the air with us. That way we can ask you more probing questions. I hear something in your voice sometimes a question that you write down, it goes into a different direction when I hear what you are asking and maybe can surmise something else maybe that you hadn't even considered. So come on the program with us. That's what Joe did. He's on the line from Los Angeles. We are talking about, oh my gosh, here we go. Wait for it. Whole life insurance.
So here's my question. I had my annual catch up with my financial advisor and all was going fine till we get to the end. And as sort of one more thing before you leave, he asked me if I want to think about taking out a whole life insurance policy for my 9-year-old son, which on the surface didn't initially sit with me right. And I asked him why, and he said, to sort of force some more savings. And I said, well, then why not just put it into a brokerage account? And he started to play at the heartstrings and tell a tale of how I could leave money for my son and go on and on and on. Anyway, I left there thinking...
You said to yourself, uh-oh, wah, wah. Let's find out about you, and then we'll trash your advisor. Talk about your advisor. So, how old are you, Joe?
I'm 40.
You're 40. Married, single? What do you got?
Married, 9-year-old son, and a dog.
What kind of dog?
An Australian Labradoodle.
Oh, nice. Very cute. You're working full-time? You work for yourself? You work for somebody? What's the story?
Work full-time for a company, full benefits, 401k.
Uh-huh.
My wife works.
And she also has a 401k?
She does not.
She does not. What does she do? Any saving for retirement?
No, it's mostly all on me.
Okay. How much are you putting into your 401k right now? Like what percentage? You max it out? Okay. How much do you earn together?
About $625.
Okay. So is she putting any money into any retirement savings at all, even on her own, or is it no, just you?
Just me.
Okay. Do you have a ton of money left over that you're looking to invest? Is that maybe what spurred this conversation with the guy, or what?
Yeah, I do, and I think it spurred that just because to be truthful, I'm catching up. I wasn't, as good a saver early on. Mm-hmm. So I think he's looking at it that way. But I already have several whole life insurance policies with him. So
hold it. Several? Why several?
Because when I first started working with him, that was, his advice of, how to get started.
Where does he work? What company? Can you tell me that? Not like the individual firm, but like what insurance product is he selling you? What is it like a MetLife? Is it a New York Life? And you know what?
It's Northwestern Mutual.
Okay. So he's a Northwestern Mutual guy. He says he's a financial advisor. How is he credentialed? Is he a certified financial planner?
He is, yeah.
Uh-huh. So tell me the policies that you have right now. What do you have on your life?
I have one adjustable comp life policy and 2 65 life policies.
And how much are you contributing to those?
I contribute about $4,000 a month total.
Do you know what the insurance amount is? Not just the amount you put in, but like what is your death benefit approximately?
For the 3 total, it's $2.5 million.
Mm-hmm. And what about your wife? Does she also have some insurance on her life as well?
She does. She has policies with them as well for $2.5 million.
All right. Now, before I jump out of my skin, I'm going to try to be very measured when I say this. I am not a huge fan of using permanent life insurance to save. And part of the reason I'm not a big fan of that is that the money that is going into that policy, it does grow without any current taxation. That's true. But presuming that you are using this, you obviously do not need any more life insurance, for God's sakes. And your kid never needs life insurance. But what is interesting to me is that when you put money into a whole life or a permanent life or an adjustable life policy, it goes in, there's no tax, but any of the accumulation comes out at your ordinary income tax level. Whereas, had we just have you invest in a plain old brokerage account, which I think is what your gut is telling you, then any money that you make comes out at capital gains rates. And capital gains rates, long-term capital gains, 20%. Even if you add in that Medicare surtax, that's 23.8%. You will basically be paying on the accumulation 23.8% on anything over what you put in versus a much higher tax rate when you're in a whole life policy. So even if I'm the most generous person in the world and presume that this guy sold this to you when you are in a much higher tax bracket, I don't think that this is the advice that's in your best interest. And so what I would like to suggest to you is that you need a second opinion. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to send you the name of my friend who is an amazing dude. And he is both a CFP and a CPA. And so he'll run these numbers based on your tax bracket. And I am going to essentially get you another set of eyes on what's going on in your life, because I have like the creepy crawlies right now listening to this story.
Yeah, you just pretty much validated what I was thinking. And honestly, if I didn't listen to your podcast, I probably wouldn't have come to this realization this quickly.
Well, so I'm glad about that, but I'm not glad about this situation. And maybe for everyone listening, one thing to realize is that when you are working with someone who works for an insurance company, by and large, what they'll tell you is every problem that's out there in the financial world can be solved with an insurance product. And I just don't think that's the case for you, Joe. Okay, if someone in the financial services industry is pitching you something, some product that just doesn't smell right to you, if some sort of weird notion goes off in your brain like, I think I've heard Jill and Mark talk about this as something that's not the best idea, then why don't you, instead of saying, no, I'll just do it. No, send us your questions. We'd love to help you through this. Anything that just doesn't seem clear cut. That's one of the great tells of the financial services business. When things are just more complicated than they need be, or it doesn't make sense to you, take that signal and give us a holler. Send us an email, askjill@jillonmoney.com, or if you're on the website, hit the contact button. Let us know if we can help you out. We really would love to do that. Don't forget to put your hands metaphorically on someone's back. And don't forget our mantra of grit, growth, grace. Put a little gratitude on top of that, will you? Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you tomorrow.